Yo, welcome to Fast Forward Mindset Motivational Podcast. I'm your host, Coach James. This is where we rewire your thoughts, reset your mindset, and fast forward your life. No more rewinding, just discipline, motivation, and the truth you need to become unstoppable. If you're ready to elevate your mindset and take control of your future, you're in the right place. Let's go. Yo, what's going on, everybody? Hope all is going well. So, y'all, I want to ask you to do a favor for me today. I would like for you to go to the podcast itself and go and click on the follow button. When you hit the follow button, you'll get a perk. And that perk is when a brand new episode drops, you'll be the first one to get the alert. But anyways, y'all, I want to talk about relationships today because relationships are very important. They've done all these studies, all these different researches where it's been found that having steady relationships, friendships, romantic relationships, family ships, if you have that in your life and it's great relationships, then more than likely we tend to be happier because we have great relationships in our lives. So relationships are important. So don't ever think that relationships are not important. I used to be one of those guys where I would always tell myself, I don't need friends. I'm good at home with my significant other. I'm good at home with my wife. I got my kids here. I'm great. But I never stopped to think or thought about how important it was to go out and build strong relationships. And not just friendships, family ships, business partners, different relationships. So I want to talk about things along that line today. But first of all, I want to start off with one of the most important relationships to have. A marriage. A lot of people just bang on marriages these days. LeBron James was just on a podcast the other days talking about how tough marriages are. Now, I can imagine for a guy like him being a millionaire, close to probably being a billionaire, how tough it could be for him because he probably got all these women throwing themselves at him. I can only imagine, right? So his marriage might be a little bit more tougher than us regular folks. But if you're not on LeBron's caliber and you ain't got LeBron's long money, I don't think that yours is as tough as his could be. I'm just saying. But anyways, marriages are tough, right? And I say that I've been married for 11 plus years now. And actually my anniversary is coming up really soon here. So, but what I'll say about a healthy marriage, it needs to have balance. And when I say the marriage needs to have balance, that's a balance between to both of y'all. Not the man, not just the woman, balance between both of y'all. And let me tell you what that really means about having balance in a marriage or relationship, romantic relationships. You deal with your insecurities. Insecurities will drive people away. Insecurities will drive a wedge between two people quicker than anything else in this world. You don't have to be cheating on someone, but if your insecurities are insecure enough to tell you you are being cheated on, you're going to really believe you're being cheated on. No proof, no evidence. Like my wife always say, no face, no case. If you don't deal with your insecurities, it will ruin a wonderful marriage and a wonderful relationships. And insecurities isn't just in a marriage, even in a friendship, even in family ship, even in a business partnership. It can ruin it because you're insecure. So a marriage, in order for a marriage to be strong, is how I put it, and it needs to have balance. You need to deal with your insecurities. Let me say this. It's not your significant others, your husband, your wife fault that you're going through what you're going through. What you're going through in that marriage is something that happened way before the marriage. It is not fair for you to take it out on your significant other. Let me just put that in plain text. It is not fair to do that, especially when that person is really only trying to love you and to be there for you and meet all your needs. It is not fair to let them be your punching bag. Deal with your insecurities. When I first got my wife, I was a very insecure man, y'all. I had been cheated on. I had 2 kids by 2 different women that didn't work out. I had issues with my family at one point in time. I found out who I thought was my dad, my real dad, wasn't my real dad. So yeah, y'all, I had some insecurities, a lot of them. And I took it out in my relationships. My marriage I'm with now, my wife, she took a lot of heat and fire from me because I took all my heartaches, all my pains, all my insecurities, and I brought it home to her and I made her my punching bag. And then finally, one day she looked at me and she says, I'm giving you till next year to get yourself together. And if you don't, I will not be here. The kids will not be here. I will leave you. So deal with your insecurities, deal with your issues, because I'm tired of being your punching bag. I realized when she said that I had been taking out a lot of pain and hurt and heartache on her. And we do it without even thinking about it sometimes. So y'all, it is not fair to make that person you with be your punching bag for something that happened in the past. I did a podcast years ago when I first started my very first podcast. It was called My 2 Cents on Life, life spelled with the Y. It's still out there somewhere, y'all, but I did this podcast episode and it was called Don't Take Old Baggage to a New Destination. And that's just what I described to y'all. I took old baggage to a new destination. Don't ever do that, especially if you love the person that you're with. Don't do it at all, period. Okay? Not at all. So get help if you need the help. Don't try to hide. Don't try to pretend like you don't need help. If you got insecurities, if you're dealing with childhood trauma stuff that really messed you up, you need help. Go get help. And there's nothing to be ashamed of. Now, some cases, you're in a relationship with someone, they cause you to be the way you are. I mean, people cheat, people make mistakes. So what I said earlier about no one is your punching bag. If you cheated on that person, if you disrespected that person, if you did something and you caused them to feel the way they feel with insecurities, it's your fault that you're in a punching bag. You did it. Is it acceptable? No, but you did it. So I'm just going to leave that at that and move on. Next, I want to talk about family. Okay. Family is funny. And sometimes friends are fickle, but let's stick with family real quick. Okay. Because you have to find a unique way to get along with your family, no matter how you look at it. And let me just make it easier for some of us, because some of us need me to break it down with crayons and coloring books. Okay. Play nice in the sandbox, right? Don't have a fight with your family that you don't need to have. I hear all the time when people say, well, me and my brother haven't talked in 2 years. Me and my sister haven't talked in 10 years. I've heard of people that haven't talked to their parents in triple digit years. Well, not triple digit, single, double digits is what I meant to say. If you ain't talked to your parents in 100 years, then you old in them. but anyways, my point I was making is that You have to find a way to get along with your family in a unique way. Sometimes family just have issues, disagreements, arguments, what have you. It happens. But I would never say to stay away from your family for a lifetime because of a small disagreement that y'all had. I just shared with y'all at the beginning of this podcast that I had issues with my family before. We had disagreements, but I didn't find it a way to be a lifetime. How do I want to say it? It wasn't a lifetime scenario to where it warranted me to stay away from my family. My family has never really done anything to me. Let me just say it again. Sometimes we got insecurities that kind of drives a wedge in between you and family. Play nights in the sandbox. Find a unique way to get along with your family. You only have one family. No one can ever replace that. I've heard people say, oh, I got friends. My friends are great. My friends are this. My friends are that. My friends are everything. Let me tell you one thing. My mom used to always tell me blood is thicker than mud and water. That means your family is one of the most important things in this world. That's a relationship that has to be a relationship. And some of y'all choose relationships you don't have to be in, but that one has to happen. Family over friends any day. And to my friends out there, don't take this wrong. I'm not saying that I don't value you, because I definitely do. The only point I want to make is that family is very important. So if that's a relationship you're struggling with, go fix it, and fix it today. Next to friendships. Talk about friendships. Y'all, just in case you tuned in later, you didn't catch it. Today's episode is about relationships. The importance of relationships. Friendships. Friends are around for a season, a reason, or a lifetime. Some of us got friends that we've had since we were yay height. Some of us have friends that we've known for 30, 40 plus years and we still hang out with them. Unfortunately for me, I don't have friends from that far away. But however, if I hit up an old friend from elementary or junior high or high school through social media, or if I see them, they definitely going to talk to me, because I'm not a guy who made enemies with people, right? That's just was Coach James. I was always that guy. But anyways, friendships expire sometimes. They go bad. They're like romantic relationships, right? I posted on my social media and it said that relationships they'll either build you up or they'll tear you down. Either they'll suffocate you or they'll elevate you. You decide based on that what type of friends that you should have in your life. Friends have problems. Let me just say that, y'all, friends have problems. So if you're one of those individuals where you want to cut your friends off because they got problems, you're not being a good friend. Friends are going to be different from you. They're not like you, right? You may have a friend that likes green and you like yellow. That's the reality. You may have a friend that's white and you're black. That's the reality of it. But don't cut a friend off because y'all have semi differences, right? Our relationships are exhausting. That don't mean you should cut them off, right? We all need friends. Friends. How many of us have them? Friends. Y'all, friends are important. Some of your friends will be there for you when your family members can't. I just expressed to y'all that sometimes family just have disagreements. But when your family is not working out for you at the moment, let me say that again, your friends can be there to keep you strong, to help build you up, to not allow you to fall. And so if you, an individual where you think friends doesn't matter, they do matter, right? So friendships are important. Relationships are important overall. Ladies, let me say this is about romantic relationships, marriages. The guy you with, your husband, your boyfriend, your significant other, whatever you call him, he maybe can't treat you the way a woman should be treated because he never had a father in his life to show or teach him how to be a man, a great father, a great dad, a great husband, a great boyfriend. And fellas, it's a two-way street for y'all too. I mean, just like fathers walk out of their lives, moms walk out of their daughter's life the same way. So, hey, bro, maybe that lady who you married to that's not honoring you the way you feel like you need to be honored or respected never had a woman in her life to show her how to respect a man. We got to look at it from a two-way street. You go one way and I go the other way. But no matter which way we going on that street, you are both on that street at the same time. So we've got to look. You may be going north. They may be going south. That's how it is sometimes. And so for romantic relationships, make sure you're not just overthinking a good relationship with somebody just because they lack some of the skills of being a good husband or a wife. People can change over time. They got to deal with their insecurities. They've got to deal with their heartaches, their traumas. They have to find balance. And if both of y'all are imbalanced in a relationship, I can only imagine what that recipe looks like. I've been in relationships before where I wasn't balanced and the person I was with wasn't balanced. You talking to a guy that's got 2 kids by 2 different women, an ex-wife, and now I've been married to my new wife for 11, going on 12 years. So I know about relationships and some of the differences that come with them. And so if you're in a relationship and you want it to work, find balance within yourself. Get over your insecurities. If you want to have a great relationship with your family, don't fight unfair in the sandbox. Don't throw sand. And if you want to have strong relationships, learn to trust people and love them for who they are. So it's about relationships. Really appreciate y'all for listening to me talk about relationships today. They're pinnacle, right? They're very important. So make sure that you find some strong people that support you and love you and care about you. Hey, y'all, you have not followed the podcast, make sure you hit the follow button. I know I asked you earlier to do that. If you didn't do it yet, go do it. You can leave comments about the podcast, whichever one you listening to. You can always leave comments. They're available. My 2 biggest platforms I'll post my episodes on are Apple and Spotify. My stuff is definitely there. So if you want to listen to it, it's there. All right. I'm not hard to find, y'all. I'm on IG all day, every day. It's James Watkins at 40 and Fit Life Coach. If you're struggling today with thoughts of suicide, thoughts of hurting yourself or someone else, don't hesitate to call the Suicide Prevention Hotline at 988. Hey, y'all, I'm Coach James. Let me help rewire the way you think. And as I always say, I'm sure y'all can say this with me and say it with me. Practice daily mindset rehabilitation. And that's my 2 cents on it, y'all. Peace. Thank y'all for listening to today's episode. And remember, don't rewind your life, fast forward it. Until next time, keep moving forward. Hey y'all, I'm Coach James. Let me help rewire the way you think. All right, y'all. Peace.